Happy Thursday to everybody. Primarily worked red zone today, which I think is going to be critical in this game because how many points this team puts up a game, 48 points. It's going to be one of those games where, I don't think field goals are going to be good enough that you're going to have to score touchdowns and match their performance offensively. So we put a lot of red zone work on the table today. Injury-wise, we held Porter after the surgery yesterday. We actually got a good practice out of Chuma today. He worked with a cast on his right hand and functioned well. And John got a little work today too. He started to make some progress. We'll see how that continues. But right now he is still day to day. With that, I'll answer any questions that you got.
What's the field goal? What's the field goal?
I know we've been very fortunate here lately. In the first two games, the red zone efficiency has been tremendous, as well as the third down efficiency. They've gone kind of hand in hand. I think we're right at 78% for the year on third downs, and that's helping us in the red zone. So Chase is doing a good job on extra points. I hope we can keep it that way. That would be really nice.
What do Tom Herman offenses do that challenge seemingly every team he coaches against?
He has the knack of attacking every inch of the field. He has a great interior run game. He forces you to cover the perimeter with how many perimeter throws he has, and he's not scared to put the ball up deep. The other thing that he brings to the table, when he was at Ohio State and Houston, he has the running quarterback that's able to, stay in the game the whole time. Right now, he's doing that with Hurd and doing a really good job of it. I thought Hurd did a wonderful job in San Jose coming in and producing an explosion play and a touchdown when he was the Wildcat quarterback. And he's still a threat to throw. He threw multiple passes in the game at that position too. So he makes you defend everything, but from in between the tackles to the perimeter to the vertical to the quarterback run game. And that's a lot of work on a one-week schedule.
What did Chenna do to be so disruptive on Saturday?
I just thought his athleticism and his speed off the edge gave tackles issues. I thought he was relentless on third down, and he used his technique and fundamentals that, especially his hands. If you go back and you watch that tape, how often he was able to use his hand techniques, whether it was a rip, whether it was a swim. He got, and not every time did he hit the quarterback, but you always felt his presence. It felt like that whole day, And then, we work extremely hard, as you see each week, on the batted ball drills, and he timed it up perfectly twice in the game. It got four of our batted balls. He got two of them.
Is there any unique challenge to playing a game after you play Stanford? It seems like a lot of guys have been injured in their physical teams, so coming to play the next week.
It's twofold, and we talked about it today. How much mental focus you have to have in a game like this, because you're playing a very good team, and it's an emotional game with a very live environment. And we talked about how it reminds us a lot of coming off the Washington game last year, and how physical that game was, how rewarding that game was, but still having to concentrate on focus on the next opponent, which was UCLA, in a very emotional game and an important game for our season. It feels like that same thing this week, and so not only did you just come off a physical battle where you have 3 or 4 injuries that's going to be next man up, but you also may have to make sure that you don't get comfortable, you don't settle. You have to have the mental focus and preparation to execute a plan.
Were there any signs that stood out to you from the guys this week that lead you to believe that they're really ready to go this week?
I thought today's practice, I just commended them. I thought we talked about it in our team meeting about how focused this Thursday needs to be, especially in the special teams area, improving in that area. I think we can take a big step this week there. And I thought they had the right attitude. It was a very business-like attitude today, and they were mentally glued in. Now the challenge, I told them, is to do that tomorrow. The hay's never in the barn. Bring it Saturday in a late-night ball game. Study our notes, study the plan, ask the questions, watch your opponent one more time, find a flaw, and hopefully we'll look up and that'll all pay off on Saturday.
This is the kind of game though a team kind of needs to get through the rest. This is kind of preparation for the rest of the season.
Yeah, this is a mentally tough game because when you're talking about 12 weeks in a row and you're talking about a Pac-12 schedule with Texas, with Notre Dame, you're talking about having to be mentally tough as you are physical toughness, and obviously each game is physical, but this is a really mentally challenging game, and it takes a tough blue-collar mentality to walk in there and say, hey, it's time to do our job again and execute just as well as we did last week and match our standards.
T was talking the other day about physicality in the running game, and he said it felt like old-time USC football. And I know you guys don't do like the student body right. It's not like you're not sending like 3 linemen over to the other side on a pitch anymore. But did it feel have this kind of same
We
kind of
still
feel?
have that in the playbook.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We ran it in the first game.
Did you really?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I missed that one.
Run it again. Run it again.
Yeah.
Did it have that
in
feel?
honor to Coach McKay, that
Yeah.
will never leave the playbook.
Okay. Who got that one?
We actually handed it to Vellis. We motioned him in the backfield and ran student body right. And but it's always in our playbook. If you remember, we actually ran it versus Washington on a big 3rd down in that game last. But it's always in the playbook and always will be carried.
Did the Stanford game have that feel for you of like the old time kind of power football?
Yeah, the most proud thing I was about the game was just trying to establish our identity. We've worked so hard to, over this last year to really be the team that can run the ball when we must to win games. And there might have been a mutiny on the sideline in the 4th quarter if that O-line didn't get to run the ball and finish that last drive out. But they did a wonderful job of really establishing what our identity is run the ball, stop the run, be explosive in the pass game, play great special teams, and win the turnover battle. And if you do that, you're going to be champions. And that's our MO. That's what we're going to stick to. And then allow people to see if they can match.
So much of the build to this game has been based around the 06 National Championship. How much does that actually play into your team's mindset, if at all?
This is 12 years ago. I think the reality is our players understand how important it is to our Trojan family, and we always love to represent our Trojan family. Being an old person like myself, I got to see the game. I know the importance of it. Our kids are seeing it as the next step. This is our season. This is our time. This is our opportunity to try to get to 1-0 this week and 3-0 on the season, and it's a huge challenge and a big game. And we said that we wanted to start fast in September. Well, this is the challenge. It's a mentally tough game, and hopefully these kids are up for it. I think they are.
Let's do one more.
You're getting so much out of Neil. Is there a possibility like of a scholarship for a kid like that at this point, or
Who, Dan?
Budovic?
Oh, of Reed, yeah.
Reed. I said. I'm
I
sorry,
think
my
it's
bad.
I think at some point in time, if the numbers are right, hopefully, I wish we could put them all on scholarship, but you're only allowed to have so many. He's very well deserving of one, and he's done great things this season as well as Chase has. You're talking about 2 walk-ons that have come in here and really helped us, and it just goes to show you how neat the air of competition on that field always is. You can never get comfortable at your position because there's somebody right behind you that wants that job. And credit to Reed and credit to Chase.
Okay.
All righty, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.